universe for this Commander Trium's birthday. I'll let you guess how old I am now, but old enough to start worrying about the number of years sliding by, but I've been at that point for a while, I guess. Can't really tell you how long, though. Principally because I just don't remember. When we last left our ship, this is the Python craft, currently assigned to the Robogo sector, or the Red Bria sector. And I think we're going to switch over to our other ship at the moment, because there are an extremely large number of people, perhaps many from Canada, celebrating the August long weekend as well. You know, I think what we have here is the potentially full starport. Let's see here. Lots of weapons. We have a limpet controller, discovery scanner, heatsink launcher. Let's go to outfitting and have a look at our current hardware configuration. Well, one thing we're not going to do is likely need a vehicle hangar in a ship that is going to be tasked with ferrying passengers about. But before we get into that, let's have a look at our cargo racks. Okay. Class 4 cargo rack is available. And we will take one of these cargo racks. The capacity 16 cargo rack should be sufficient. And we will take we don't need the 64 cargo rack anymore, so we'll take this one. And a 60 passenger cabin. Actually, we'll take a first class passenger cabin and transfer it to the ship. Leaving us with better than almost 40 light years jump space. Okay, and now we can do our missions. Two point three, there's 2 there. Nothing of use there. 2.2, 2.2. Two point three. 2.5. I'll begin with the 2.5. And we'll take 2.2 here. Okay. Laying in a new course for Sirius Atmospherics. Departure is on now.
Your
Sirius Atmospherics, or Southus, yeah, Sirius Atmospherics is over here in Southus. We have a 2-jump course that must be followed.
Incoming mission critical message. frameshift charge detected.
In the interest of smooth traffic flow within the docking bay, we request that pilots avoid blocking access to docking pads. Unlawful behavior in or around the starport is not permitted. Without cooperation.
Hello.
Yeah, so I take it you're in Discord, but you got yourself muted or something?
I don't think my Discord...
You're in the general voice chat.
Yeah, but I don't think I'll be active. I mean, it should say I'm away from my terminal, AFK. It's got the yellow icon there.
Anyway.
So, I'm just here collecting money. I got 10 million credits in this load. And that will nicely make up for the 8 billion I lost to the Python, getting it blown up last night. Plus a little bit extra. Yeah, so now we're pushing upwards of 34 million again, instead of getting deducted. Now, let's see here. Well, they're not as lucrative this time around. 1.7. Yeah. We got 1.7 twice over. 1.8. Oh, there's a 2.1. We'll take that one. I also got a couple extra cabins available. So I'm making more money now per trip. I found things.
Good. You're starting to figure it out.
Well, I don't really need. It turns out I don't need vehicles to defend the ship, so we'll just get rid of those.
Most of the time you're getting interdicted by little fucking vipers and cobras, and as soon as they scan you to piss your passengers off, they jump out of they wake out, so you don't even get a chance to get retaliation anyway. You just avoid getting interdicted.
Yeah, well, that's what I've been doing, avoiding the interdictions, tempting though they may be. There's so much killing you can do in a given sitting.
There's only so much time to make money in a sitting too, so you just gotta figure out what your priorities are and what you want to do.
Yeah, well, let's see what the Empire has on here. The Empire doesn't have much at the moment. Largest 1.2. There was a full station here before, eh? There was like no room to even dock a large craft. I had to wait. You ever wonder what a starport does when there's no docking spaces available? It just displays the standby icon and you have to sit there and wait.
You're in Quay?
Well, I just waited until I was able to do what I wanted to do. There we go, accept that contract. And now we have 1.7.
Greetings to all visitors. Please alight at your assigned pad, and thanks for choosing this facility.
So I can jump 40 light years right now in this thing. And pound for pound, it's actually the best ship I have.
Which one's that?
The Anaconda. There's not much better out there. There we go, 1.9. We'll take that one. Quick cabin, please. And we'll take 5 first class passengers. And now we'll leave the station again, carrying another 10 million in credits. About. So yeah, we have 2 times 5. It's 10. 2 times 4. Sorry, that's 8 million credits plus change. So almost 9. Again, not as lucrative as last time, but
that's just the way it goes.
It's touch and go.
You'll both better missions than next time.
So I'm celebrating my 48th birthday today.
Yeah, congratulations, you're old.
Yep, starting to wonder when I should start feeling old. I don't really feel any older yet.
Was for oncoming traffic when passing through the airlock.
Picks up on you.
I'm sure it does.
Landing gear retracted.
Okay. There are 6 human players in the base with me right now. I've now left the base, and the 6 humans are being left behind. So now we will go to our star map. So where are you located? You're in private mode. I can't tell where you are.
I am in the command. What the hell is it? Kamahu. K-A-M-A-H-U.
All clear. Safe travels.
Building Federation faction.
I see.
I am now post commander, 77%.
Post commander, so that's equivalent of captain. Let's see here. What have I got here? Still, oh, I'm at just 8% shy of lieutenant. Sorry, of sub commander.
Frameshift drive charging.
Okay, and now we're jumping into this other system.
Incoming mission critical message.
Yeah, there's not much boom data delivery missions anymore once you get allied. Most of these.
Well, we could go hunt Zargoids if you really want Federation rank. Federation seems to love it when you kill Zargoids. And approaching a habitable world, Planet 5. mission objectives are complete. Returning to Robigo. Course plotted. Engaging star drive.
Frameshift drive charging.
Get around the garden, just don't mow on the cucumber. Yes, don't do the inside right now. Do the rest of the yard and we'll do that later.
So, I don't know if you'd find it at all useful to have me come join you, but, or you could join me.
Right now, I just jumped into my Eagle. I got it sitting out here. Been doing a lot of board hopping today, trying to pick up missions. That's why I'm in random. Need to find a new place to play where I don't have ally status anymore, so I'm pulling the missions out that I want.
Yeah, I don't know if you're going to find it much more playable where you are on private mode.
Not so much private mode, it's just the systems I'm in need. I've got allied status, but they're not giving me the missions that I want, the ones where you pay $1 million credits to help them out.
Please approach the station at a safe speed and give way to larger vessels, Commander.
I'm paying them the money to gain power reputation.
Position authorized. Prep for arrival on landing pad 3-2.
Landing on pad 3-2 in Hauser's Reach. Fuck, this ship is huge. Much more weight than this, like a Farragut class. You'd have trouble stopping the damn thing once you got it started.
This facility offers a range of services. Check your information panel after docking for more details. Unlawful behavior in or around the starport is not permitted. We thank commanders for their cooperation.
Docking complete.
Landing successful. Commence system shutdown.
Let's see here.
Unlawful behavior in or around the starport is not permitted. We thank commanders for their cooperation.
I have 4 hours to complete, or 5 hours, 9 minutes to complete a mission in the Pleiades to find Thargoid resin and bring it back to Professor Palin. I wonder if I should do that. 5 hours is pretty much the rest of playtime tonight, but I don't know if I can find that much resin that quickly.
Oh, my module storage
Yeah.
maxes out at 140.
So you didn't get any more after that, eh?
Nope, I had to sell some shit just so I could buy some shit.
Well, I pretty much have had 140. I don't know if I've had more than that. Hang on a second. Have a quick peek here. Is it a long weekend down in the United States this weekend?
What?
Do you guys get a long weekend this weekend?
Nope.
No, we do in Canada. Must be a lot of Canadians playing because there's like a whole shitload of people here before.
Never know.
No, I have 141. So it's definitely possible to have more storage space than what you have.
I don't know. It wouldn't give me any more than what I had there. So.
I currently have 141.
I was at 140 and wouldn't let me put anything else in storage.
Well, I know for a fact that, well, you might want to talk to Spike about that because I think he has 170 something. Like, I don't know what increases it, if it just automatically goes up, but you should find that it's going to go up at some point. Now, I don't know how many ships you have. I have quite a few ships. I think you have more ships than I do.
I have 11 ships.
Yeah, you have more ships than me. So, I don't know. Maybe that factors into it somehow. Let's get rid of some passengers and get some new ones, shall we? $2.1 million. Now almost at 36 million. We're at 37 now. 37 and change. And another 2 million takes us to almost 39. I think it's deducting the amount of money it has to pay my crew. I'm not getting all the money I'm promised here. Now over 40 million.
Now your crew pulls 12% if you get those good ones. Why having multiple crew members is a bad idea, because even if they're not doing anything, you still pay them.
Yeah, they don't seem to be gaining any. The only thing is you can't get crew everywhere, so it's always a good idea to have at least one spare crew member.
Essentially, well, if you got two crew members in your roster, then that takes 24% of your profit.
Yeah, I just realized I wasn't actually taking any of them. You know what? If they don't come on a mission with you, they shouldn't be earning any money, or at least they should only earn a basic amount.
Oh, looks like I sold my 3A fuel scoop.
Yeah.
Or the hell I'm going to get another one.
I have one, but I can't give it to you, unfortunately, even if I was in private mode with you.
I'm in an open play now.
In that case, why don't we do this? You have been invited to a wing. That way I can track your progress.
That's gonna suck to 1E fuel scoop. Oh my fucking god. One little private to hell now.
Well, let's see here. Do I get a crate? Can you buy a crate here? I don't think you can.
I don't know where the hell you're at. You're in Robigo? No, you ain't buying no crate there. You buy yourself an Eagle and not even outfitted very well.
No, but I can buy a Type 9 Heavy if I want out here. It'll cost 76 million credits, but I'll have that shortly.
What do you need a Type 9 Heavy up there for?
Passenger ferrying, but I don't think that it's particularly good for that. I don't know, like, what
the freighter.
The Beluga might be the way to go.
Beluga will actually hold less passenger bays.
Then what?
Then again, when I got my Anaconda stripped down, I get 8 passenger bays. You can only get like 6 or 7 in a Beluga. So
yeah, well, it's designed.
It's make less money.
It's also way less than a less costly than an Anaconda, so
don't get blown up.
Yeah, just don't get blown up, or have a fighter that you can ditch at a moment's notice. Let them chase the fighter. Put the fighter in aggressive mode, and then run away. Passenger lounge, time for more money. More money, more money. Die Herzog Gottfried Sigismund von Schwartz.
Your German sucks.
Das ist kleiner meiner Deutsch. And your German sucks too, because it will not sound anything like it originally does in Germany, I'll wager, after several generations of living there.
Oh, I hear all kinds of German regularly.
Oh, do you?
Got a heavy Hutterite population around these parts.
Yeah, but the Hutterite accent is not the same. As the secular German population in Europe. Now I know because I went to a Mennonite private school, and there's Blutdeutsch, which is the Low German, and the High German. Actually, it's Blutdeutsch, not Blutdeutsch. But anyway, depends who's saying it, I guess.
All dialect.
What's that?
All dialect.
Yeah.
You have that across the United States. There's a dozen different dialects depending on what part of the country you're in, how we speak English.
And strangely enough, that mirrors what's going on in Germany, because different regions of Germany have very different dialects of German from one another. So it's
like kind of High German and Low German. They got 2 distinct.
And there's Bavarian. There's a bunch of different. I don't know what all the names are, but there's quite a few of them, and they're all different. Mind you, in the Americas, the Spanish took much the same course, because the Spanish you get spoken in Colombia by the resident population is different than the Spanish you will speak in Mexico.
Different than Spanish they speak in Spain.
Which is, of course, different than the one in Spain, yes. Just like here.
Because I had an old coworker who spoke Spanish fluently because he is Puerto Rican.
Yep.
And there are certain people from certain areas where he couldn't
understand.
Effectively with.
That's the same with French here in Canada, in Quebec. I can speak French, and hear accent differences within Quebec. Like the region I'm a part of, the Gatineau dialect is the one that's probably dominant, but If I go to Montreal, there's a slightly different sound, and if I go to Quebec City, that's a different sound, and if I go to Paris, France, there's yet another sound.
Of course, languages tend to be harder to speak than others too.
Yeah.
English happens to be one of the easier languages.
I don't agree at all. I think English is a mongrel language. It's absorbed elements from many different cultures and many different languages as it's spread all over the world. And some of the easiest languages to speak and learn are the ones that never had a colonial period, such as some of the Oriental languages, such as those that adopted the doctrine of the Middle Kingdom, tend to be easier. I'm told. I haven't studied them, but English, I mean, you had sailors from all over the world, and they were colonizing, and they were, interbreeding, intermarrying, merging with other cultures. And what you have resulting is English being a complete hodgepodge. Like, why are some of our plural words ending in S, and others reconjugate the word completely? And that's on our nouns, never mind how our verbs go. It's actually a little bit unusual that you have verbs that will end in ED for like past tense, but others not. I can't say I halved, I say I have had. And it doesn't make any sense to someone it comes from a different tradition. Just to make matters worse, the most popular verbs in both English, French, and Spanish, to name a few languages, the most difficult to conjugate and the most difficult to understand are the ones that are used the most frequently. So learning them is that much more difficult. So to be, to have.
Way too much thought into the simplest language there is.
What's that?
You're putting way too much thought into one of the simplest languages there is. The fact that
you're virtually a unilingual American. How can you possibly profess to know anything about the world's languages, having studied English only one in depth? How many other languages can you speak fluently? I can speak 4. You speak 1. Or am I mistaken about that count?
You could very well be mistaken.
I speak three different languages that I speak come from one language family, and another comes from another language family. Germanic and Romance languages. One of them isn't spoken anymore outside of the Vatican, granted. But I studied it from a historical context, so arguably it's a 5th language, actually. Because in the thousands of years that Rome ruled, believe me, Latin changed quite considerably. And once again, you have another mongrel trade language that ended up being very difficult to learn. English speakers have a terrible time trying to figure out how Latin works. Why? Because in English we don't decline nouns. Except for those few exceptions, like goose and geese. Moose, ox, and oxen, etc.
Damn it.
It's not putting thought into something. I simply had the benefit of an education. I'm trying to remember the name of the great linguist. Oh, Chomsky. Have you ever read any of Chomsky's work on languages? Noam Chomsky.
No.
You want to know about languages, you can read a thing or two by him. He's also known for philosophy, and he actually talks about, well, he's got a very kind of a dark view of humanity overall. He thinks we're going to blow ourselves up or something. Or did think we would.
Might have a valid point there.
Maybe. But he also, his original passion was linguistics. And he's written a few books on the subject, none of which I've read completely, I grant you that, but I've referenced them. Sunglasses on a spaceship. Will you please explain that to me? Any sunglasses you would wear in space are not going to help you if you glance at the central star from too close. The canopy in your windshield is what's protecting you from solar radiation here, I suspect. Alright, we'll take this one. Yeah, we'll accept that one. Oh! Someone just appeared. It's Azrael! $4 million ES Cankry. Nope. Avril Camacho. No. Otto Black. Lord Black. .3 Howard Haney. The heinous Howard Haney.
The flares on this damn star are getting fucking annoying.
Some stars I've noticed, and I don't know if there's any rhyme or reason to it, but I've noticed that some stars have all these flares around them that you have to fly through. And they kind of cloud...
Yeah, fly through them in a small ship and your heat triples instantly.
Really?
Yeah, they're a miserable bitch and a little fucking eagle.
I had no idea. I didn't notice, I guess, because I was flying larger craft with more heat shielding, but...
You need to build yourself an eagle and go fly that around and learn how to fly.
Yeah.
I've got 4 eagles, but I enjoy flying them a lot more than big ships.
Oh, I don't mind, but that's why I have fighter bays for that.
Especially when you can make them go damn near 700 meters a second, it makes it real fun.
Yeah, but I do like the fighters. The fighters are pretty good. They'll go between 500 and 600. You know what I should do? I should get those experimental fighters, the AX fighter class.
I've got a couple of them on one of my crates.
Yeah, like, and then go hunt Thargoids and bring you aboard for a good old knockdown drag out Thargoid hunt. Oh, you'll be pleased to know. Oh yeah, I told you I crashed into that person yesterday and got myself stuck. My hull partially merged with a starbase. Yeah, I'm still kind of pissed about that, but I haven't had time to write Frontier and bitch and complain.
I won't do you any good.
It might. Did before. I've gotten out of certain game conundrums like that by writing Frontier, but I can't say
Eventually they'll have a nice long file on you, and they'll just auto-ignore you when you complain.
Well, except that would... wouldn't that get rid of all your beta testers, the people who find bugs in the game?
Well, depends on if it's a legitimate bug or if you're bitching about the mechanics of the game because you don't agree with them.
Well, I don't know. Admittedly, it's a judgment call when your starship is fused with the hull of a starport, somehow. despite the fact the shields were up, etc. But would you like 15 aluminum? No, I didn't think so. Here, put this away. All right. Okay, we're ready. Launching.
Give me a bit, then I'll come out and take a break. I'll let you know when I'm ready.
What's the matter now?
Need some help. He's mowing the lawn for me, but I don't want him running over my cucumbers because they're all sprawled across the yard.
Oh.
I have to go out there. Help move them so that he doesn't kill my cucumbers, because I rather enjoy eating cucumber, especially in the yard.
We had a rhubarb plant. You could try to get him to cut down the rhubarb plant with your lawnmower. I don't think your lawnmower would have won that one though. We had a rhubarb plant. I swear to God, it had tree trunks. It was so freaking large.
Then you let it go too long.
Yeah, I know we did.
I have 5 rhubarb plants in my yard.
Yeah, and they're not supposed to be gigantic roots, like stems that, like, you know, where there's dwarves living in them and whatnot, which is what we had.
Well, they're starting to get woody. You should have dug it up out of the ground, cut the root mass into smaller pieces and transplanted them.
Yeah. Well, in the end, I think that's what my father did, but I'm not sure how that...
You gotta harvest it regularly.
Yeah, well, my grandmother was making... My grandmother at one point had nearly a full-time job making rhubarb pie out of this crap, and it just kept growing.
Yeah, it grows. A little water, a little sunlight, and that shit'll grow.
Well, believe me, if it grows as far north as Winnipeg, and you have something that's that tasty and that good...
There's wild plants that I've read about that are in Alaska that are 6 foot tall and 6 foot diameter.
Really? Well,
that's what I've read. I've never seen them, but...
Well, the tree line, when you get to the ocean currents start to have influence over the weather. So the tree line in... I have a friend that lives in Dawson City in the Yukon. He says you can get, like, during the summertime, like right now, when the sun's up 24 hours a day, you can have 30-degree days aplenty. You know, it happens all the time. And then you go inland a few hundred more kilometers and suddenly the temperature drops back down to something closer, not exactly, but closer to what you expect of the Arctic.
It depends on how close to the Arctic Circle you are.
I'm not sure. It's Dawson City. Well, there's the tree line, which ends in Manitoba. So you never get, like, in the middle of the continent, you don't get trees as far north as Churchill, Manitoba. There are no trees anywhere near Churchill. Because you are north of the tree line. Although now that the permafrost is melting, they say up there, maybe there are trees starting to grow, but...
Well, there's got to be seeds up there in order for them to grow.
Well, the trees will seed all the time, right? So every spring they lay out these seeds, and all they have to do is creep along. As global warming exerts its ugly influence, it will gradually move the tree line north. But otherwise, it's not. You know, the thing about permafrost is you can't put roots down in permafrost because the ground is always frozen. But if the ground starts to melt, then you don't have permafrost anymore, and suddenly things will start growing again. There hasn't been any trees on, you know, some of those islands in the Canadian far north. There haven't been trees there in uncounted hundreds of thousands or even millions of years. The last time that the continents were shifted around differently, and those islands were much closer to the equator at one point, because they find fossilized evidence of palm trees and tropical plants as far north as Baffin Island, which is the northmost island in the Arctic. You must have something similar in South Dakota. I mean, the rock strata has to record plants going back God knows how long.
Oh, I'm sure there is, but I'm not a paleontologist or a geologist, so...
No, but I mean, even as a kid, I remember throwing rocks, and occasionally I would see a, you know, a fossil, small fossil, like a seashell or something in a rock. Well, there hasn't been, like, an ocean where Manitoba is in an awfully long time either, but once upon a time there was. And apparently there were shell-borne creatures living in Lake Agassiz, which is the body of water that draped itself across Manitoba at one point before it rose a little bit higher out of the water. The remnants of which you see in the form of Lake Manitoba and Lake Winnipeg in the center of the province. I guess being that much closer to those lakes, I would be more likely to get rocks with shells in them than perhaps I would be if I lived in South Dakota, though.
You realize South Dakota is like 1,500 miles from the nearest ocean in any direction?
How far away is Winnipeg from you?
Oh, I'd have to Google it.
I don't think it's more than 10 hours drive at the absolute most. No, it can't be. Minneapolis is only 8 hours drive out of Winnipeg, so if you're closer to Winnipeg than Minneapolis, you're less than a day's travel to the nearest point that ocean touched. As little as 1 million years ago, I would guess. Now, don't forget, Manitoba wasn't entirely covered with just seawater. There was a lot of fresh water there, too.
9 hours and 2 minutes, roughly, for you'd have to go 620
Really? Okay.
miles.
That's a ways.
Go.
That's like 1,000 kilometers.
Go.
Yeah, that's it's a little bit further than I thought it was, but I guess not having been to South Dakota, I have no sense of distance.
And the fact that there's parts of South Dakota, the highest elevation between the Appalachian Mountains and the Rocky Mountains. So we've got a bit of elevation here too. Probably a bit more.
Probably more than Manitoba.
Yeah, we're in the center of the continent.
Yeah. Although North Dakota has laid claim to the geographical center of North America, technically. They put a...
North Dakotans are a little odd.
they put a cairn on the side of the road that leads past the geographical center. I've driven there before.
What the hell were they smoking when they named the space station?
Why, are you at Subspace Station Crack?
Dwarfed.
Ooh!
There, read the text. Name of the station I'm headed to.
Detach confirmed. Watch for oncoming traffic when passing through the airlock.
Landing gear retracted.
Okay. Let's make our way out this door. I keep wanting to sacrifice one of my valuable cargo slots to get a docking computer with this stupid ship again. And I have to hold myself back. Do you have any of those tips left? Remember you were telling me you got those tips?
Oh, yeah, I got another one today.
Yeah, I got.
Stranger tip-off.
I just wanted to compare notes because I got one yesterday myself.
Oh, they don't send you in the same place. It's always random.
Is it? Okay.
They want to send me to the Scorpio sector.
Frameshift drive charging.
Somehow our station has flown around the gas giant fast enough now that the star I used to have ready access to right out of the starport is now behind the gas giant. And I don't like it, not one little bit.
House Bladder. What a name. They want it too.
Frameshift drive charging.
FSD engaging. We're going to go through the gas giant's atmosphere. Now that would be something to see in real life. Oh, a ship speeding off at near the speed of light through a gas giant's atmosphere. Needless to say, you would have the ship appearing as a ball of flame hurtling out of the system very fast. But oh, hang on.
Temperature critical.
There is a crate. It is trying to get a lock on me. As hyperdrive's engaged, its commander dead snail. He is jumped out of the system.
Probably a good thing.
Good for him. I think I'd have beaten him. It didn't look like he knew what the hell he was doing. Okay.
Frameshift drive charging.
We are engaging our star drive. Charge now at 50%, 75%.
Ready to engage.
3, 2, 1, jump.
I gotta go help my kid quick. I'll be back in a bit.
Good luck.
Incoming mission critical message.
So, it looks like we have threat forces in the system. Threat force is giving chase. catching us very efficiently. We're going 40 times the speed of light. Second threat force has manifested. Police ships are in the vicinity, which is good. Oh, threat 6 weapons fire, that is good.
Mission objective complete.
Understood. Booting up telepresence for fighter control. Fighter deployed. I'm here if you need me.
Still there?
Yep. Someone's attacked me at
What,
Commander Stinky Fingers. Competent. He's engaged his hyperdrive. I was able to lock onto his signal before he jumped. Right now I'm just trying to scan ships for hyperspatial signatures. There are people jumping in and out of here like crazy.
Sorry about that. Wife talking to me.
Alright then. Inconsistent shield cloak analysis. That's another one. If you stay here and scan for a while, scan these passenger ships, you can get a lot of encoded merchandise.
Commencing recovery, Commander. Stand by.
Preparing to jump out of here. We're going to head back to Robogo. Of course.
That's a little better.
And...
Fighter is on board, Commander.
It's done and over with.
Great. Yeah, well, you wouldn't do the free stuff. So why would we want to pay for you to go do that?
Commander Sassafras, Anaconda.
Frameshift charge detected.
Even he's taking off.
Frameshift drive charging. Frameshift drive charging.
Fun phone.
3, 2, 1, jump. Holy shit. The dog.
Yeah, dogs bark.
You know, I don't know where the hell you are. You're in the ton system according... Oh, there you are. Well, you're deep into the Federation space, on the frontier region with the Alliance. I don't know if I should come out there and join you. I think I should probably get like 60 million credits and then come join you.
Sure.
But I just need a goal, really, more than anything.
Need a goal?
Yes, I have to have a goal, a purpose, a mission.
Right now is to gain rank so I can buy a cutter. And then go back to grinding away some money to build the cutter, or the, not a cutter,
Corvette.
Build that Corvette up. Then I'll start doing more combat shit.
Well, there's nothing left to do in the game except combat shit once you have the Corvette.
All kinds of shit I can do in this game.
Nope, your career pigeonholed into combat, and that's it. Actually, it will take you quite some time to build up your Corvette anyway, even with lots of money. It's a horribly expensive craft to outfit properly. I've also noticed people who have Corvettes tend to leave them in space dock until a real battle is necessary. And they're usually out with some other ship.
Corvettes have horrible jump range. They're expensive to move around.
That's true.
Tango Romeo India. This is the Flight Operations Department. Please comply with established docking procedures, Commander.
Commander just jumped away. Unfortunately, I didn't get a good scan lock on his ship to get extra stuff out of it. Section 10.
500 meters from touchdown.
We would like to welcome all commanders to this facility. Please ensure you meet all docking procedures within the allocated time.
We have landed successfully.
Landing complete. Clear to disembark.
For the safety of all visitors, be considerate.
Okay. The lounge.
Access to docking facilities requires please submit requests.
There's a nice one there for 2.7 million. .3 and 1.4. 1.5 from the Empire of all people. 1.6, 1.8, and we will take 1.8. There we go. That one only has aluminum. Just have refined focus crystals and raw money with influence and reputation. This one is 1.5 with synthetic fabrics. Let's take that one. Commander Master Miles has come online. Yay! Have a look at our inventory. Ship cargo limpet 8. Well, it seems that you can smoke some crack, and
ensure you
Universal smarter graphics. Okay, exit. Holy shit. There's all kinds of crap here. Commander Chodezilla. Commander Aaron. Commander Starfax.
Hey, can you run downstairs and get my, health off the bed and my watch? There he goes, right here.
Well, there are a lot of people
Services at the
here.
starport are constantly being updated. Remember to visit every time you pass through the system.
Landing gear retracted.
Landing gear retracted and standing by.
That's not the pot.
And now, we'll go to Sudis.
Friendship drive
Speed
charged.
restrictions are now lifted. Safe travels, Commander.
4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
I have hit the asteroid field. This is a problem because we're near the edge of the asteroid field, so
Frameshift drive charging. 4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
there we go. Okay, und Guia Tango Hotel, uniform Charlie 16-19 is our destination. You are in Etaseti. Looky here, we have a threat 1 weapons fire. You know, I just saw on my way into this system was a threat 6 weapons fire USS.
Copy. Deploying the fighter. SLS is online. Standing by.
Scan detected. Incoming mission critical message.
I'm taking down a Cobra here. Getting target practice in.
Tango is down.
He has been obliterated by my Gauss cannon.
Programming limbic drone. Programming limbic drone. Programming limbic drone. Cargo scoop deployed.
Roger that. Initiating automated retrieval.
Cargo scoop retracted.
Retrieval complete. Fighter bay is secure.
Frameshift drive charging. Ready to engage.
Hang on, align with escape vector. I'm in the planet's escape trajectory. 3, 2, 1, jump. I drifted into the planet's atmosphere a little bit. Okay, there are like a million craft around this starport, and around me in particular.
Frameshift drive charging. Ready to engage. 4, 3, 2,
Go.
Frameshift drive charging. Incoming mission critical message.
We have lost a squaddle, unfortunately. 483.
Frameshift drive charging. Services at the starport are constantly being updated. Remember to visit every time you pass through the system.
Okay.
Landing successful. Command system shut down.
We would like to remind all commanders to avoid blocking access to docking pads during arrival and departure. We extend a warm welcome to new arrivals at this facility. From all departments.
Looks like we might be offline for a little while. Not exactly sure what's happening, but if we are knocked offline, expect us to return in the very near future. This is Commander Trium.